Howdy y'all, and welcome to another episode of Mountain Biking Missoula. I apologize if my voice is a little rough in this video. I've been sick for the last couple of weeks and the last thing to go is a sore throat. If you are unfamiliar with myself or this series, my name is Grant Kennett. I go to the University of Montana and I race mountain bikes for fun. In this series, I show you guys around Missoula from the perspective of someone who races enduro. Today we're going to be focusing on Marshall Mountain, and specifically the trail Björn. There are a few trails up here at Marshall Mountain that there will be a video on, but today we're just going to be focusing on Björn. Before you get to Björn, this jump line Little Huckleberry is always a super fun little warm-up. Before we talk about Björn, we got to talk about how to get there. There is two ways to get to Björn. One takes around 32 to 35 minutes, and one takes around 40 to 45 minutes, depending on how fast you want to bust them out. I've had a few opportunities to get a couple of pictures taken of me here, and these are some of my favorites. So Björn, or Björn as I like to call it, is one of my favorite trails and one of Missoula's best tech trails. It's more of a tech flow trail, as it's pretty much a flow trail with some technical features packed in the middle. It starts off with a small drop and an optional jump, and then into some of the most fun berms on the trail, and then into the two biggest jumps on the trail. After the jumps, you're carrying quite a lot of speed, and the trail tightens up a little bit into some of the most fun corners on the trail. After the long and low, straight into a hard right-hander, there is one of the first uphill sections into one of the first slow technical features. In this video, I was showing some of my friends from Colorado around this trail, so I made sure to stop and wait for them at this feature so they knew what was coming up. Björn is pretty fast for a tech trail, however most of it is either kind of like a speedway section or a closed off section with a tricky corner, kind of like this one here. It is an up and over a log with a few different line choices. In the GoPro video, you see me take the far up and outside line, and in this iPhone clip, you see me take the far inside line. In the early season, the inside line was running a little bit faster, but since it's been eroding, the outside line I find more comfortable now. After the log, the trail closes off into one of the skinny, chunky, and super fast sections of the trail. Once you hit the road, you can go straight into Lower Björn, or you can turn right, where the start of Marshall's new trail, Martial Arts, started, which I did in the dark and posted a short of that, so if you want to go see that, head over to my channel and check out that short. This section after the road crossing is one of the most fun sections of the trail. It's one of the steeper and gnarlier bits, while also being super skinny before going onto another road and hitting some speedway berms. There are some drops after some tricky corners, which leads to the final two corners of the trail, and the trail ends almost in the same spot as other trails on the mountain like Moose and Hello Kitty. So that is Björn. Overall, it is pretty much a flow trail, but it definitely has some technical features in there and some lines that could catch you out if you're not paying attention. In Missoula, there's an annual race called the Mullet, and it's a partner race where one partner will race up the hill and one partner will race down the hill. In the Mullet, I raced down the hill this year, and this stretch between Headwall and Björn was a killer. Björn puts you out a little more than halfway down the mountain, So to get down to the bottom, you gotta take Headwall or Mission to Mars. Today we chose to take Headwall. Headwall is listed as a black tech trail. It's pretty similar to Björn again, being a skinnier trail, but it's not quite as fast and there aren't quite as many features on it. There's an optional line here. You can either turn right immediately or go down and around. I like taking the down and around way. It's a little bit more fun and you can jump onto the trail if you know there's no one else coming. The trail comes out to the road, which is a great spot to recollect your group before continuing on into lower Headwall.
Let's get it!
Lower Headwall continues the same theme as upper Headwall, being a little bit more closed off. However, it does pick up a little bit more speed than upper Headwall. This bottom section of Headwall is basically just a traverse down the mountain, but it leaves way for some really fun corners. This last section of trail is probably the fastest and darkest spot on the entire mountain. It's the last section, but they definitely saved the scariest for last with this trail. As I mentioned earlier, there's an annual race here called the Mullet, which I did partake in. I was actually able to get second that race, mainly thanks to my partner Brian, who absolutely crushed it on the uphill. But I got a lot of pictures from that event, and these are some of my favorites. If you've ridden here at Marshall Mountain, let me know how you liked it down in the comments, and then tell me which trails you'd like to see me do next. Thanks for letting me show you around Marshall Mountain, and I hope you get out to enjoy it yourself.